Good afternoon. Oh shit, why is this a scary face up here? Hello, everyone. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Um, we tried to kick off day 8 initially like this morning, and I just got so frustrated. So frustrated with just my developer environment and some of the things that were going on. And so I rage quit and yeah, I just stopped streaming, bro. So we're gonna backtrack it. We're gonna kind of rewind a little bit. So obviously, guys, we're working on Hooplink. Today's day 8, an exciting day that is because I mean we're we're at the finish line, bro. I mean we're just trying to get this thing over the mark. We're just this close. We're so close. So basically, we got Hooplink here, which is a link tree styled application for basketball teams, so that they can display a digital hub that they can share and display to their fans, their recruits, and even potential sponsors. So gives them everything. Ability to share their merch, their players, some of the games they have coming up, things of that nature. Very, very simple platform. We've been working on this completely vibe coded with CursorAI and myself as the co-pilot, or I guess depends on how look at that relationship. Let's log in this Brave instead because Brave is better. Hoop link. Oops. So we got our dashboard here. That's a link. We can also put like our roster in here and then showcase our roster. We can get like Kwame Brown in here. He's like number 6. We can include his stats. He averages like 2.8 per game. Pretty sure. We can upload an image of him as well. There's little old Kwame looking at his report card. Looking at his stat sheet. And so our team roster's there. We can sit here and we can reorder that roster, for example. And we can reorder this dashboard and we can even insert our schedule in here. Let's say we had a game coming up. You know, we're playing the Bulldogs. The Bulldogs are dirty. The dirty dogs. And here we are. We're gonna play them Sunday morning, man, bright and early. Game time is gonna kick off at 6 a.m., bro. Fuck it. You gotta get up. You gotta get up and hoop at the LA Fitness. So we'll add location features obviously at some point. Considering people actually want to buy this thing. Otherwise, we're just gonna throw it in trash and not add any features. But let's hope that doesn't happen. So essentially, we can sit here and we can add additional games. Obviously, we can reorder this to the top. Let's say we want to display our games first, and here are upcoming games. You can open Sesame for that, or hey, we don't want that in there. We want that at the bottom below. Okay, cool. And then our team media is down here. Yeah, you can reorder and rank it, accordingly, depending on your preferences. So not only can you do that, you can sit here and you can select different color schemes. So you can update your colors, and coming soon, we're going to be able to update fonts and different button styles as well. But essentially, you can do that in the style editor. If I wanted to update some of my colors here, I could do that. I don't want to do that. So, and I can also see my analytics. Obviously, there's no analytics on this dashboard. We should probably display something that says, "Hey, like deploy live to see your analytics." Because if they don't have the website deployed, then there's no stats to pull, unfortunately. So, so like for example, if I click View Live right now, oh wait, I'm sorry, I forgot. This is a dashboard. So the last 30 days, here are my stats in the last 30 days. So last 30 days, our stats have 4-page views. And then obviously they drop off. I haven't been looking at my page lately. And then you can see the links. So if I clicked Open Sesame, here's the links, right? So I forget, I think that's google.com, obviously. So then that increases by link. And so last 14 days, we can see that. We can see last 7 days. I mean, it's only been like 4 days, so they all should be the same. Last 24 hours is, 1. You can see our link clicks. So basically, you can see all your analytics. So yeah, I mean that's the extent of it. Obviously, I can update some stuff in here, bio, name. Um, yeah, so pretty simple app. If I import like my record here, you see we become 10-2, and then we can insert some taglines like we're city champs, 2024, right? And then we could say Metro Basketball League, and then we could say like we could even put our socials in here. So we say, and then that'll appear under here for every social that we put in. So then people can click our social. So essentially, that's the application so far. Obviously, we want to add more features, but we just want to MVP it and see if like teams are willing to pay for this. So essentially, when you click deploy, instead of being able to deploy, we want to behind the deploy button behind a paywall. So basically, when they click deploy, like that's what we're working on now. So instead of when you click deploy, just like deploy successfully, actually when you try to deploy, it's gonna tell you, hey man, you got to upgrade your plan. You got to pay for this thing. So you can sit here and designing your dashboard, but you're not gonna be able to deploy. You feel me, guys? So that's essentially the concept here. So let's see if we can, you know, finish that up. So basically, we just need to. So that's where we left off. Essentially, yesterday and this morning was fixing up Stripe. Fixing up old Stripe. Man, because Stripe is giving us the. I mean, not Stripe. Well, we're finishing up Stripe, but the problem is here is actually Firebase. So Firebase is giving us some trouble all of a sudden, and it's holding us up. So let's just say I'm getting kind of pissed off. So I'm gonna have to get in the driver's seat over Cursor for a little bit. Okay, that's what's probably gonna have to happen. I'm gonna have to show Cursor what it do. So, because I think for one, we don't even need um this file at all. Like this file can go, right? So essentially, what we need is we need this right here, right? We can even say locals. Um, yeah, honestly, I just didn't even feel like solving the problem earlier. Like, it was just annoying me, bro, because like it's like first thing in the morning, bro. You're trying to get right, and like you're just having like stupid stuff, like because in theory, this stuff wouldn't even happen in production, so it doesn't even matter. Yeah, so I don't even think we need this file at all. Let me see something. Just oops. So since we don't need this, that means we don't need this, which means we need like none of this. So we can initialize this stuff like a completely different way, which this is mostly fine. This part is fine. Kinda. So we don't even like need this file at all. Like just don't like what it's called either, like context. It's such a bad name. Services. So we don't need that either. Let's get rid of some of this bloat. Um okay. So now we need Firebase, right? Wait, what? Is this bloat too? Oh, you bet. But there's like two files with the same thing. Oh, so basically, we just want Firebase out here is TS, right? So why not just export? This is on the client. No, we need to. So we create this file. Let's say Firebase.ts. So we'll create this file, right? So in essence, I feel like when we create this file, um, so if I connect to the database at this point, um, this is already connecting to all emulator, two local hosts, 9099. Uh, See, it's like Firebase starts off smooth, then it gets like just. Let's see. So, bro, I had a function from my other code base here. Here's my other code base. From 12 months ago, that's me, Tabar Johnson. This is not plagiarism, guys. So, because this was me using Firebase admin on the server. So, something like this. So, let's see if we can do something like that. It's not going to be all ready to go. First config. So, this is not going to be fine. Initial admin. So, where is this stuff going? Let's see. I mean, this is just how I did it. Because I did it in the same file as another Firebase thing. Go. So because we got two running, probably have to name it is actually one of the problems, one of the main problems. So which AI was not naming it. So now if I go to the router.ts,
No, not router. Route.ts. No, check out.
And I say, hey, route.ts. Hi.
Wait, let's say reject. Where the hell is this? Why is it still like picking up on that though? Oh, because it thinks this file still exists. Wait, this file does still exist. Why does this file still exist? Wait, this file. Okay, that file is no longer exists. So this should no longer. Oh, Sublet. So cease existing, which is weird. Let's do that. Mhm. See if that changes anything, guys. Oh, connection still refused, dog.
Connection still refused, dog.
I gotta admit, I'm kind of confused, dog. I gotta admit, I'm kind of confused, dog. I'm sorry to confuse. Um, think cause let's see something.
We don't want it to think. We don't want it to think. I don't even want her to breathe if she not with me.
I'm a spank. Niggas talking. Just saying, what
Isn't it like a default credential? No, 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 no. They trying to bullshit me, bro. They gaslight. Um,
side base
credential dot. Baby, won't you come my way?
oh wait, there's no way, bro. Here, let me request.
Bro, it's just like there's no documented like fucking occurrence of this shit, bro. Bullshit advice. First off, I'm gonna start by saying this. Then I measure it. Okay, bro. Think. Honestly, think. I honestly think, bro. This is what I think. You guys want to know what I think? I think this shit is full of shish. Let's see. Firebase. Yeah, that's exactly what we want right there. So we just rejected that file because like AI is starting to piss us off a little bit. Not gonna lie. So let's make sure when we connect to that off emulator that I guess we're inputting like bro connect off emulate 127.0.99, right? Like what the flop? Oh, hmm. So this is like us trying to initialize the Firebase admin. I mean, we don't need that in there. I don't lie. This is just pissing me off though. Cause like, okay, guys, we need the Firebase admin app to properly connect. For some reason, it's not connecting. Whoop de fucking do. So our only option is here. I mean, bro, we can just dot clear. So we could just like get rid of all this, bro. Fuck that. I don't care. Then payment system, payment system. Then I just want to check one thing real quick. Subscription service. Okay, I didn't want to check that. So let's go back. Let's go get log. So we're gonna go add pricing plan component. Need this. So we're gonna go there. Can I do let's make sure like we haven't actually like, committed anything. Working branches key. So we're gonna go to a pre branch, guys. Hold on one sec. He said, "Is it really vibe coding if you have to dive in?" Um, that's a good question, bro. That's a good question. I think so. I think so. This is why I say. This is why I say. This is why I say. Because I mean, kinda. I mean, bro, you there's. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. You tell me. What do you think? Harsh. No wonder they call him harsh. You got me saying vibe code in the type of vibe code, man. System. Um, Word. So uh, I think so. Now if we get log, we should be like where we need to be, right? Yeah, we're at add pricing plate. Come on, that's where our head is at. Payment system revert is at this commit. So now when we quit, should be able to test to see if this was working. Is this gonna work at that point or not? Upgrade pricing. This page cannot be found. So this page didn't even exist, right? Bummer. Fucking bummer. Okay. Let's see. Let's see. Hold on. Let's see. I basically just want to see if we can actually verify a user's token when they request. So it would be slash pricing plans. Wait, oh, what was the route? Pricing slash pricing. Oh, but then we made it pricing. So we couldn't go there. Well, we can, but we shouldn't be able to really. So subscribe now. So see, this was working seamlessly at that point. So basically, this is like how it's supposed to work. And we got so far away from here, it was not even funny. So essentially, it's supposed to be like, hey, return to plans. Bam. So I subscribe here. I can hit the annual, and bam. Pretty simple stuff, right? So I once thought. So now but the thing is about this, for a non-techie, I wouldn't say this is vibe coding. Okay. I respect that. I respect that. But I think it is because I think realistically vibe coding, like to be like vibe coding, you got to be some kind of technical. Like realistically, you're not a vibe coding is like otherwise you wouldn't call it vibe coding. You would call it like like you would just call it generating a product, right? Or generating a website. Like which some tools you can do like Canva, you can generate a website now, or like Lovable, you could generate a website and you could upload it. But then I feel like the reason you call it vibe coding is because like you got to have some sort of technical acumen to be able to like diagnose or add this or like change this. Like you got to be a techie to some extent. So like I guess the level in which like you can actually dive in and like diagnose issues or edit features determines, you know, I guess yeah, like somebody's gonna have more experience doing it, so they're gonna just be like quicker. Like I feel like yeah, I still think you can be tech. Like you got to be techie, bro. You got to be techie. You can't just be like out here vibe coding. Like my grandma's not vibe coding, bro. Like most people aren't taking that off. Programming, not coding. Arguably, like I think they're so like closely related that like making that distinction is like always gonna be like you're just being kind of nitpicky and sometimes I feel like, but because like programming, like obviously you're programming the machine, but like I feel like you could vibe code and still program, right? Like if I'm prompting the AI, aren't I programming or no? Like if I prompt the AI to produce a program, like was I programming? I don't know. I feel like somebody could argue me that down. Like somebody that really wanted to like get in the weeds could be like, "Yo, yeah, technically," but I think it's up for debate. So the doctors creating apps with no coding knowledge or techie. I would say so. I would say more than like doc, because like you have to consider that there's a significant number of doctors that would not be creating apps, right? So why would they not create apps? Probably because there's some sort of technical barrier that they perceive, like, oh man, I'm not like, you know what I mean? Like they lack a certain skill set that makes them like not as effective as somebody else would be. You know what I'm saying? So I think yeah, the doctors creating apps with no coding knowledge are techie, like to some extent. Like they have, it's like if you know how your grandma or like if you have older parents, like bro, if you have any sort of like, bro, if you've used the computer, they're like, yo, you're a techie, like come hook up the TV, like you just plug in the HDMI cord, and you're like, bro, like I'm not a techie, but you know what I mean? It's like the same thing. Like it's like, yo, um, if I'm vibe coding, like if somebody's vibe coding, like anything, any type of app to work, like in people's mind right now, this shit is so new that it's like, yo, bro, you gotta be tech, bro. Like, what the hell? Yo, you're insane, bro. You're sick. Like, how are you making apps and shit? Like, you know what I mean? Like, people, especially if you're doing it with AI, like people that there's a lot of people that still don't compute that concept, or like they don't even believe it. But it's the curse of knowledge. You know what I mean? Like the fact that you know it's harder to envision like not knowing something once you already know it. So like you can't even fathom like somebody not understanding the shit. It's like not being that techie, but you know that's because you have like a certain grasp on the fact that it's not techie. You know what I mean? So you can't envision like, damn, that person. How can you not see that this shit is just like, you know what I mean? It's nothing. It's like building Legos, but you just can't explain that to somebody and it actually resonate. So yeah, so I mean, basically what I'm trying to get to work now is like we gotta actually upgrade this user subscription in the database. Like we have to mark their subscription like when they actually go through and pay in the database and have them like as subscribed. So the challenge was is that like, yo, Firebase was tripping and we couldn't like connect via the admin SDK because we have to be an admin in order to save on behalf of the user. Like in order to interact with the database without being logged in, so on the server, we have to we have to leverage the admin SDK that Firebase uses. But the challenge is that like for some reason it was tripping, bro. So I don't know why. So let's figure out if we can get it to stop tripping. No, I'm not saying your grandma turning on a TV would make her a techie. I'm saying that your grandma like I'm just saying like there are older people or like there are some type of people that like don't have any sort of technical knowledge, right? So your grandma calls you like, "Hey, can you come hook up my TV?" And then when you come like plug in the HDMI cord and like stick the plug in the wall, she's like, "Oh my god, grandson, like you're a tech genius. Like, how are you so good with this technology stuff, right?" And you're just like, "Granny, like I plugged in the TV." You know what I mean? Like that's what I'm saying. Like, is the equivalent to like somebody vibe coding, like using Lovable or something like that, and like somebody who's never seen that, they're gonna be like, yo, what the fuck? Like, damn, bro, you're super technical. Like, how did you do that app, bro? You don't know how to code and you're making apps? Like, that's crazy. You know what I mean? Like, they just view it as something that requires like a high technical IQ when in actuality it doesn't. So I would consider like any doctor that's vibe coding an application, like creating apps with no coding knowledge. Yeah, I would say they have like they're techie. But I see what you're saying too, though. Like it makes sense. Like you're still trying to make the distinction between somebody like deep diving versus somebody who's like not like somebody who's actually like I guess like has an understanding of like the underlying code and like the software and the programming language. Like you're trying to make that distinction, which is there's a important distinction to make there for sure. So we need this to save, bro. We need this to save, bro. We need this to save. So right now, this actually there's this shit in the context, bro. So right here, this is actually the fireman. Okay, so let's get busy, bro. So this thing here, like we don't even need all this code, but it's fine. So we already have that. Oops. So for the most part, though, Harsh, like I've been prompting Cursor. Like right now, it's just like an issue that I have to like kind of tend to. I think because it's not able to do it. But we can see. So what file do we need to be in? We need to be in file. We need to check out file, right? So basically, what I'm gonna want to do is let's see if we can, you know, wait, this shouldn't exist. Yeah, that doesn't exist. Okay, let's see if we can constant error token if no bad. Oh wait, no. I like that. I like the other way. So okay, you know what? We'll vibe it. We'll vibe it out. We'll tell it what to do. We'll say, hey, bro. Hey, chat GPT thing. Let's say, yeah, the project I'm building, I just dropped in a chat, bro. It's called Hoopling. It's a Linktree styled application for basketball teams. So it's like Linktree, but for basketball teams. Um, so it allows them to like display their games, important roster information, updates with their fans, potential sponsors, and then like recruits people that may want to join their team. So yeah, pretty much. I can explain more here in just a moment, but I sent the link in case you want to check it out. You still want to clean this. So I want to say verify fix. Bro, I don't know why it's like I just want to see because this is where we're having problems at. Like it's not wanting to actually allow us to do anything with that admin SDK is the problem. What is that? Oh,
Uh, this, no, coming off from server. Important information use outside of module code. It's like fucking tripping.
Bro, Harsh. By the way, you should join the Builders Hub, bro. It's in the description. It's a free Discord. Free, 100% free Discord where we, talk about that type of stuff. But yeah, literally today is supposed to be mostly marketing, but obviously I'm here stuck like battling with with um with Firebase admin, bro. Like it's just like infuriating this thing here. Um but this right here is like a caching error or something. Like I might have to restart the whole app because that's not even right. Like it's thinking that this checkout route is. Oh no no no, that might be right. I shouldn't even have restarted the app because that is right. Import admin off. Like that shouldn't have been imported in here. Wait, no, that should have been imported in here. What the hell? Checkout route. No, no, yeah, that shit's tripping because this thing is down here on this line on line 8, but really it's up there. So but yeah, I got some good marketing plans, man. Like, I mean, I know some of the teams to like reach out to because I've had a project like in the past that was like that had the same target demographic. So I do have some ideas, for sure. Um, so like just hopefully those ideas work out. So let's see what this said. So we get an error, right? Meow meow. What's going on, bro? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So we are building Link, man, a link tree. It's basically like link tree, but for basketball teams. So it allows basketball teams to share like information such as like games, their roster, any updates that they want to share with their fans, sponsors, and even potential recruits that want to join their team in the future. So kind of like a link in bio platform. Failed to create checkout session. Nice. Text Tech stack, Next.js, TypeScript plus Node.js, Firebase, Tailwind, Headless UI, Vercel for deployment, and we've been using Cursor and ChatGPT. By the way, we're still on the free Cursor plan, so we're still on a 14-day trial. This is actually like my first full, this is like the 8th day I've been using Cursor. So I haven't used Cursor before now. I tried to use what's it called in the past? What's that thing called? Copilot, Microsoft Copilot, and it sucked. The GitHub Copilot, it's terrible. Cursor, I like.
It's like it's not even telling me anything, bro. Just no username. So I guess it's let's see, check out route.
Oh yeah, man, I'm enjoying it. Oh yeah, I'm loving it. Now I was up until the point that I started like this morning, bro. I mean, this Firebase admin is like just annoying the shit out of me. But yeah, other than that, like it's fine. Things are fine. I'm loving it, man. I like, or if you mean if I'm enjoying Cursor, I'm definitely enjoying Cursor. Bro, just like really saying that there might not be an actual token for like obvious reasons. I don't think there's actually a token in the request, right? Like headers. Are we actually sending over a token? Of course we're fucking not sending over a token. We need to be sending over a token probably. Yeah, I'm using Sonnet 3.7. Bro, so I mean pretty much if we did want to ensure that the token was in there, we would have to go to the pricing plans page, and then we'd have to go right here where it says Stripe checkout, and we would like put the like basically, oops, like it would come here. It's gonna do it, right? I'm pretty sure. What? It's gonna edit like right where we are. That's my prediction. Did I say it or didn't I? What did I say? Okay. So now, see, so now, uh-oh. Token is included in the request. Y'all see it, right? That's the token. So basically what that enables is to see if like what the problem is now. So now we see the error that we've been seeing all morning, which is this one error while making requests, connection refuse 9099, bro. If I see this error like one more time, I might spaz. So this is the error we keep getting back to, bro. This is the error, bro. It makes no sense. It's basically saying it is not connected to it can't it's not connected to the related system implementation of NAND NBC and stuff. Bro, okay. That's good, man. I love to hear that. Uh Here I'm gonna write that down. Because I've been looking into some of that stuff for sure. I mean, I've used NAND in the past, for sure. Uh so I know how to implement things in there. And I've been looking for some like implementations of MCP for sure. I've even thought about it for this application, like just to, but it doesn't really like it's not as applicable. But definitely, we'll look to make some content on that. So do make sure you subscribe, brother. See that here in the near future. Yeah, so we keep getting that same error, man. It's the same thing. It's the same thing. Error connection refused. But we don't understand it. Like It just doesn't really compute for me. It's like, bro, what could it possibly be? The reason that it's not connecting, specifically when it has no reason not to, you know? So this is the file that we see like the non-connection coming from. It's not connected. Firebase config should be in Firebase, right? Um, Can I get a hell yeah? Uh-huh. All right, come on, bro. That doesn't work. Actually, I have no clue, but it's gonna work. It's just not working, bro. Like, it's a connection error? I don't even believe that, bro. Bro, y'all see, man. Those are all demo keys. Ah, mother sucker. This is bad. I need to think. I need to think, man. I'm gonna go grab some water. So pretty much we're in a rut. You know, it's one of those situations where we we got to go somewhere, blow off some steam. And if you haven't already, go ahead and like, subscribe. Obviously, we're gonna be continuing our progress here on day 8 to the point in which we can, successfully accept payments. We're going through a frustrating time right now. You know, obviously we've been having some trouble with Firebase this beautiful morning. So no worries. We'll get back to it. I'm gonna go grab some water. I'm gonna stretch a little bit. Think on what the remedy, what the answer is, man, to our problems here. I really want to figure that out. So in the meantime, enjoy this video. AI renouncement. Wait, I'm starting to think people can't hear this. Starting to think you guys can't hear this, bro. Let's see.
It can read and edit files, it can run commands securely, and you can really use it to build features or complete apps from scratch. But enough talk. To see that in action, I'm going to bring Fuad over for some live demos.
Emmanuel, yo, appreciate that tip, bro. So you say lovable, the get it, and use cursor. Okay, lovable. Yeah, lovable. I did use this time to kind of give me a starter UI. Um, cursor. Yep, cursor. I agree. I've been using that as well.
Hey, hey, how's it going? Great.
Hey everyone.
Cursor. I agree. I've been using that as well.
Fuad, I'm on the agents research team, and I'm so excited to share Codex with you all.
So what I'm thinking is maybe I can start introducing Codex from here. Fuad, as always, is like coding away in the background, and then he can join me for the live demos. What do you think?
That sounds great.
Cool, let's do it.
Fuad, I'm on the agents research team, and I'm so excited to share.
Hey everyone, I'm Romain, and I work on developer experience at OpenAI. What I love most is making sure developers like you feel delighted and inspired by the tools we build. Well, today, we're excited to give you a quick look at something new we've been experimenting with, the Codex CLI. Codex is a lightweight coding agent that can run directly from your command line. It can read and edit files, it can run commands securely, and you can really use it to build features or complete apps from scratch. But enough talk. To see that in action, I'm going to bring Fuad over for some live demos. Hey.
How's it going?
Great.
Hey everyone, I'm Fuad. I'm on the agents research team, and I'm so excited to share Codex with you all.
Why don't you kick us off with maybe like a project that people might have seen before? Let's say like OpenAI.fm that we use as a quick demo app for our voice models.
Yeah, let me go and pull up the website, OpenAI.fm. I think it's an open source repo, right? So I can just go ahead and clone that locally and fire up Codex. And so here we have Codex just running on my machine. The cool part is that it runs with any of our public models. And since I'm not that familiar with the code base, I'm just going to go and start off by asking it to explain this code base to me.
And so what I'm looking at here on the screen is that you're using O3 that we just launched today.
Yeah, you can actually use anything from 4.1 from a few days ago to O3 and O4 Mini today. And I think one really cool thing is as it's actually calling these tools, it's running commands, you can see it run the commands directly on your machine. So now we can see it put together this whole description. I can see that it described high level what OpenAI.fm is. It shows me the code architecture, that it's a Next.js application. And finally, here's how I can actually run it. So I'm going to go ahead and run the development server. And did you have a use case in mind?
Yeah, I mean, why don't we do something simple like dark mode, for instance? Like I know developers always love dark mode, and maybe we can do something on top of that.
Sure, let me go ahead and fire up Codex. This time, I'm going to run it in full auto mode.
So what does that mean exactly, full auto?
Now it can also edit and run commands automatically.
Got it.
An important point there to make sure it still stays safe and secure is that when you run it in full auto mode, it's actually running network disabled and sandbox the directory that you ran it in. So it's perfectly safe for you to just be able to walk away, but it's really important for us to make sure that our users stay in control when you're actually running this on your own computer.
That's great. It sounds like while we're talking, it's changing all the Tailwind CSS and making the changes we want.
Yeah, so one of the nice things is that while I got this high-level overview in one step, I can also have it go in and make very specific changes without actually having the context of where it's making those changes. So I think the nice part is that you as a developer can actually use this to both understand the code and actually make edits to it pretty seamlessly. Now that it's done, I'm going to go ahead and open up the OpenAI.fm. I can open it up locally, and boom, we can see it in dark mode.
That's amazing.
That's one example where it's an existing code base, but maybe try something new.
Well, now that we've gotten familiar with Codex, with this one example, I thought, why don't we create something a bit more fun from scratch this time? A little bit like vibe coding, complete app from nothing.
Sure.
Is there one that you like in particular on macOS, for instance?
Okay, yeah. When I was a kid, I used to go to the Apple Store and play with Photo Booth. I don't know how often we used to do this, but so yeah, let's actually pull out maybe one of the filters in Photo Booth. Okay, yeah. How about this page of filters?
Yeah. So are you able to like screenshot the app and just tell Codex that you want it like put on the web?
Exactly. So I'm just gonna grab a screenshot of Photo Booth and I'm just gonna pass it in. This time I'm gonna put it in full auto mode. And it is the first reason about the image. It's going to understand what it's even looking at. Okay, great. It understands that it's a screenshot of macOS Photo Booth.
Yeah.
And now I'm going to tell it, re-implement this in a single page HTML. And maybe I want to say, use the web camera API and make sure it's in landscape mode. And so now it'll just go off and given that context about the screenshot of what I wanted, this could be a screenshot of Photo Booth, it could be a screenshot of Figma design, it could be a lot of different things. I've used it in different contexts where I've drawn very low fidelity mockups, and then just kind of give in Codex, here's this context that I want, and then go off and make the changes. I don't have to give it any additional context, any additional direction. It'll just go off, think for a while. You can see its chain of thought reasoning as it's thinking through the problem, both what commands it's running and also what its thoughts are. And now finally here we see the page. Now if I go ahead and open that page in my browser, I can go ahead and see that it created this photo booth. And boom, we have,
Oh my God.
Look how cool that is.
It's exactly the same.
Isn't that amazing? That's so cool.
And I'm sure you could have prompted your way to get such a result, but just like one screenshot and the model understood exactly what you wanted to build.
We didn't have to open a code editor this entire time. It was just all on our terminal. And sometimes I'll kick off multiple of these in parallel and just let them, one explaining the code base to me, one making some changes. And it's just pretty magical to see it all come together.
That's amazing. So it was just a quick look at some of the features that we have in Codex. We've seen how it can read and edit files directly. It can run commands very securely, and you have different knobs in order to pick the mode that you're the most comfortable with. But my personal favorite feature is really that one, like the multimodal reasoning. That's really the true magic of those reasoning models. You just feed it a piece of paper on a sketch or something, and boom, you have code being written for you. Do you want to share anything about like one more thing about
Yeah, there's always one more thing. We're really excited to actually share Codex with you. Fully open source. You can go to our GitHub, you can see the Codex repo, you can explore it, you can actually use Codex to understand more about the repo, and we're super excited to hear what you think.
Yeah, and Codex works with GPT 4.1, launched on Monday, and with O3 and O4 Mini launching today. So we really can't wait to see what you build. Thank you.
Thanks.
Okay.
Cool.
Imagine not constantly feeling like you're behind on everything. Spending your days putting out fires is not how you should be working. Jumping between projects, managing a million tasks, and oh my gosh, another meeting. Ugh, great. Couldn't my boss have scheduled any other day to schedule a 15-minute performance sync? Still watching? You need Motion. It's like having a time-traveling productivity wizard sitting right next to you. Motion's AI doesn't
Okay, we're back. So basically, right where we left off, getting that same error that doesn't help anyone. So what we're gonna do is trying to figure out what about this setup is different than what we got on main. Trying to figure that out. Hmm. And I like. Nah, I was thinking. Oh, maybe I can. Can I say emulator? Okay. Here's a emulator.
was the only 3 times. I'm just trying to figure out what changes then. Let's see. We're gonna go. We're gonna go to the almighty Chat GPT, bro. We're gonna go 04 minute. We're gonna say, yo, help me configure and initialize the Firebase admin SDK. Firebase auth admin SDK, right? Within my Next.js application for server-side usage within my Next.js application. Be mindful that we also utilize the we are connecting to the Firebase. We're connecting to the Firebase emulator locally. So help me configure and initialize Firebase auth admin SDK for server-side usage within my Next.js application. We are connected to the Firebase emulator locally. Using our ADC. Your task is to also keep in mind that we have set up Firebase SDK client side as well. Your task is to create the implementation of the admin auth SDK and ensure the code allows for utilization of the token method. Okay. Help me configure element of the SDK with existing Node.js, TypeScript, JS application. All right, let's see. Let's see what 04 mini comes up with. See what 04 mini has to say.
I mean, this is mostly right. Like, none of this is wrong. Just don't understand why it wasn't working for us. So watch. So watch, guys. Just to show y'all. Oops. Let's see. So, cursor. Oh god. Oh shit. So we're just gonna do like pretty much exactly what he said. So watch this. Let's go lib Firebase admin, right? That's what it said to do. So we're gonna go import admin from Firebase admin, right? And we're gonna say this. Nothing bad so far. And we're gonna say I mean, we could do that. We could do this. Allegedly, but we're not even gonna do it. We're just gonna keep it nice and simple. I mean, no. We're gonna say verify ID token string, and then we're gonna say no. We're gonna say return. We're gonna do that. Yeah. Let's see. Oh, because we didn't initialize this. No, we didn't do that. I mean, it's the same thing, but no worries. Uh, so that's pretty cleaned up, I think. So pretty much now, I think like, okay, let's just try it then. So we're gonna go check out, right? So instead of all this jazz, we're gonna delete. So we're gonna actually delete this file. Let's see. So let's delete this file. Delete. Right. Deleting it, bro. No, they're like, whoa, deleting file. Come on. Rock with me, rock with me, rock with me. So now we delete all this stuff, right? No, we can keep that. We can keep that. We can keep that. All right, let's go there. Oops. Wait, here, okay. So yeah, let's see if that works. So let's pull up Blue Link. Wait, that's not that's bad for. I guess we're not logged in. Oh, so now let's check out the logs. Let's check out the logs. Okay, here's the logs. So we need to go to slash pricing, right? Yeah, let's screen down. Error while making connect. Look, connection refused. Wait, hold on though. Let's see. Maybe there's still a chance because we don't have this stuff defined. So we didn't have this stuff defined. We don't have our environment variables defined. So let's go Firebase underscore alt simulator equals right. Let's go. Let's do that. So since we don't have that defined, there's still a chance.
see. Connection refused. Connection refused. What we've been seeing all day. Starting to make me a little angry. Okay. So verify the token for all that. Just don't see how that like is the case. I'm not gonna lie, guys. I don't see how that's the case. Like, I mean, we're running the emulator. Like, look, I'll show. We're running the emulator, right? Look. It says the status is on. Go to Alt Emulator. Baka. Baka is saved in there, bruh. But for some reason, it doesn't respect it. It doesn't respect it. It's bugging me, bro. Remember this logo button. See? Job cheese, bruh. Job cheese, bruh. What the fuck, bruh? And so this is why I'm so pissed. Because sometimes it's like just so annoying. Man, if you're here watching and you haven't already, don't forget to like and subscribe. Appreciate that, guys. It always helps out for sure. And not only that, we still got the challenge to win, bro. We just got to get past this error, and once we get past it, we're good. I mean, we're chasing the evergreens, and I felt like maybe the AI knew that like if this happened, that we were like on our way to millions of dollars. So it purposely sabotaged us. That's what's happening right here, and this is like basically like the moment, like the boss battle that you gotta beat to level up, bro. Like if you don't want to, if you can't sit here and diagnose an error that is gonna that it's vital. It's vital for the heartbeat of your app. I mean, this is how you get paid. This is literally our payment system. You have to be willing to just eat that for a little bit, man. Couple hours. But sometimes it is frustrating. It is frustrating. Sometimes it is. And this is one of those times, most definitely. No, and I really want to chuck my laptop out of the window, but I won't do it because, again, you have to endure. Let's think. Let's think, guys. What's the play? So for the sake of it, because this was working on main, I promise. So let's check out main real quick, right? Because this is not working here. We're gonna check out main. Because okay, so we can keep this Firebase admin here, right? We can keep this. So that's gonna stay. So let's just go to let's go to our fucking route. Let's try the link click route, right? So we're gonna say, hey, link click. I'm gonna say, hey, link click. When you get this right here, before you do that,
Or you get the user's ID. We want to say, hey, let's do this. Then we want to verify the token. We're just trying to see if it's going to allow us to verify the token, right? Then we could say console.log decode token. So if this does indeed let us get this token here, then that just means like that other branch is like just toxic or something. I don't know. So we're gonna see. We're gonna see here. What is it? What is it? What is it? Okay, guys. So let's go to wherever this link click is. So I don't know if it's the stats panel or if it's like. It's like slash link click, right? So it'd be right here. Send click data to the API. What does that mean? Okay, guys. Send click data to the API means we're sending the click data to the API. Right here is where we need to add the authorization header, right? So it's like, okay, what's the authorization header? Well, it doesn't know yet. Let's tell it what the authorization header is. Wait, that's not the authorization header. Authorization header should come from, should be like pretty similar to this. Use off. Oops. This on the right is wrong, so we're not even gonna use that. But let's see. Yeah, pretty much that. So now let's see if we can. Oh, so it's not gonna be pricing though, but it's gonna be dashboard. So now we're testing like a different angle of it. So let's see if we can come here. So basically, when we click a link on this page here, right? So now when I click this link, you see, so make sure you pass the entire string. So this just says that the decoding failed. So it's not that it didn't connect, it's just that it failed. So for one, let's see why it failed. Because this is the only lead we got right now. So why did this? Okay, so did this actually have a token associated with it? By the way, let's see here. Network. So it says it's undefined. User delegate token is undefined because it probably should be. It's a good security reason that that's undefined. So we're actually glad that's undefined. Like that's not a bad thing necessarily, because technically on this page you wouldn't want, like, if somebody's not logged in, then they're just not logged in, you know? Oh wait, so this is the actual hoop link. By the way, guys, you could join the Builders Hub. If you wanted to join this team down here, you can join the Builders Hub. It's not an actual basketball team, but it's a Discord channel with builders just like yourself, just like I. Go in there, we share what we're working on, collaborate, things of that nature. So it's a link in the description to that Discord channel. Always free, always going to be a free channel for you to join. So Don't worry about that at all. Yeah, so join up. And also subscribe if you haven't already, if you're watching. Man, so basically it's saying it's not getting a token, which I don't give a shit about this token. Not gonna lie to you. I'm just trying to work, man. I'm just trying to get the payment implemented. Like this is we're so in the weeds right now. It's not even funny. Jeez Louise. We're so in the weeds. But like we're just trying to like piecemeal why this would be working now on the link click, but not like in other situations. Like it's not making sense. It's not making sense. So let's do this. Verify ID token, right? That's what's seemingly working all of a sudden. Right or wrong. Right. So I wonder if I can scroll up deep enough in my. Can I scroll deep enough? Okay, so here's the token, right? That's what I was trying to find. If I was like, all right, can I scroll deep enough to find a token? So let's just see something. This will help us like test without me like doing it. If this token is not expired, that is. But even if it's expired, then that's telling us something, right? So let's do that link click again. Oh wait, this isn't the fucking thing. This it's is it? Let's see. Decoded token is not defined. Eh? Oh motherfucker. Let's see. Well, now decoded token is defined, right? Hold on. Let's see. Decoded token would be defined now. Y'all see the error just like I do, bro. Error connection refused, man. Golly, bro. It's the same thing. Why? Why? The fuck? Man, is there something that I don't realize? Admin auth SDK verify token. Okay. Emulator. Because we're using the emulator, bro. That's what's even more annoying. Like Firebase off initially the verify ID token.
It's only for me. How do you use verified names? That was not. I'm next. Firebase automatically takes out the enemy when the Firebase environments. Memos installed automatically the project upload that I'm only loaded. Yeah, sure. It was a user activity backend in order to validate tokens. Firebase automatically that you already claim as verified method does. I mean, yeah. Man, there's really a different way to do this that I kind of want to experiment with. I mean, I guess there's nothing to lose at this point, right? Like, Jesus. I think there's a different way to do it because, like, pretty much the only reason we need the admin SDK is because we want to perform an action on behalf of the user, and that action we want to perform, we want to write to the database basically. My AI has not been able to solve this yet either, by the way. Like, I'm telling you, I've asked it. That was not the remedy. Chat, I mean the chat. That was not the remedy. Failed to verify ID token. Error while making requests. Connection refused. This is sick. Let's see. Um, bro, this thing doesn't know the problem. Hamza, of course I remember you, bro. Why wouldn't I? Of course, man. My memory's not that bad. Of course, brother. How you doing, man? How you doing? For sure, for sure, for sure, bro. Appreciate that. Appreciate you joining us today, man. Yeah, bro. We've been man, we've been diagnosing the same error since like 9 this morning. Um, it's been pretty infuriating. And this is the one error that's like preventing us from starting to accept payments. Nah, I pay it. Oh, it depends, bro. Like for right now, I'm paying attention because like it literally hasn't been able to solve this, and I haven't been able to solve it for like several hours now. So the fact of the matter is, like, I'm just gonna have to rethink the entire approach here soon. Like because basically, like, I'm trying to use the Firebase admin SDK in order to make an action on behalf of the user. So when the user pays, right when they submit their payment, after they submit their payment, I need to be able to read from the database, read and write. So I need to write to the database. I need to write that, hey, here's their subscription is turned on. I need to turn on their subscription. So that requires me to write to the database. Particularly, I have to write to their record in the database. And in order to do that, I need to use the admin SDK. Unless, so that's one way to do it, is to use the admin SDK. The other way is to just use the logged in user's account and update it while you're logged in. So like basically you can write to that user's profile while logged in as that user. Now, the only challenge with that is because you don't know that the payment was submitted successfully until Stripe sends you a webhook event. Right? So Stripe has to send you, so you have to have a webhook for Stripe to send you a successful event. So that's the issue, is that like, hey, I can't even um so basically when that event comes in to the server,
I have to now be able to still write to the database, but the user's not logged in on the server, they're logged in on the client. You see what I'm saying? So that's the challenge right here. It's just like trying like because the problem is that the admin SDK is like keeps returning like and it can't connect, right? And there's been issues, and before it was returning it can't connect, like at the point in which it was connecting, it was having an issue with finding docs. So something's up with the admin SDK and the configuration that I have currently. And I mean, I just haven't been able to really put my finger on exactly what it is. I have tried Googling this issue. And like basically what they say on Google, literally what they say on Google is this. They say that hey, I need to change um like the local host declaration and like let me show you. So if I go to Firebase admin, right? And saying I need to change localhost to 127.0.1. Like that's the recommendation right here. Literally. But that's because if it's in a Docker environment, like I basically this is the suggested. But I'm not even in a Docker environment, so that's not even applicable. But like when looking up this error, that's literally like the most suggested thing. And there's only like a few things that were suggested. So there's not many leads here. So that's what I'm saying. Like I think I just have to reconsider. I mean, I don't think I can really reconsider the approach necessarily. Yeah. I'm gonna keep trying, but I mean, there's alternatives because like in the meantime, like I don't have to. Like I can just have like a Stripe payment link since there's only two types of payments. Like there's either you're paying the 40 annual or you're doing the subscription. I could just have but then damn, you still need. Like I need some way to communicate to my database autonomously. Like so, there has to be a webhook effectively. Like because you have to be able to like capture the fact that the user submitted a successful payment. Mm. So, I mean, I have to use that. Like, so basically, I am forced to use the admin SDK since I've used Firebase. And now that I'm having problems with Firebase, there is no other option except to diagnose my problem with Firebase. Um, so, I mean, that's where I'm at. That's where I'm at. Nah, but I appreciate it, Hamza. I think, because I mean, this is the last step before we can get into some of the more fun marketing aspects of things. Like this is like the last kind of stuff we need to put a lid on before we can, get into, the customers, which is like the best part, right? And we're at day 8. Hmm. Yeah. So I just have to think and consider a few different approaches. I haven't eaten this morning either. So I'm thinking the reason I'm contemplating so heavily because I'm thinking if I'm just gonna like go grab some lunch. And I'm using Superbase, and instead of Firebase, I'm using Superbase. No, so this probably not. Like Superbase would probably avoid this problem pretty largely, um, because the problem that I'm having right now is like it's not connecting to the auth emulator locally. There's something going. I actually don't really understand the problem completely, but effectively, like there's a connection problem because of my configuration. And I don't know if it's because I'm using Next.js and I'm trying and I'm like not properly utilizing it in this aspect or what it is, but I think Supabase you'd be 100% fine because Supabase like operates like completely differently. So you'd be fine. You wouldn't encounter this error specifically. But and you won't necessarily be vendor locked either because it's Postgres, so you can like switch your vendor. I'm trying to think though, man. Yeah, but dude, I'm thinking I'm just gonna fucking grab some grub and then I'm gonna have to like sit on this and really think, bro, because this is holding us up, bro. Shit, this is holding us up, and I'm kind of getting upset now. Like I've been using this all morning, but I just need to relax and think through a better solution. Cause like we're right there at the finish line, so there's no reason to get too upset. But yeah, I know what the issue is. Just got to work around it. It's a part of the game, though, So nothing I'm not used to, but nah, still on free plan, bro. Still on free plan. Still on free plan. How do you see that again? See ya. Free plan, bro. So we're close. That's what I'm saying. We're trying to make the money before because then we got to make $20, right? Like or $21. Because right now all we got to do is make $1, so it's a lot easier. Like first customer, bam, profit. And so but then if the cursor subscription hits, like we have to make 21. So it becomes like got to get 4 customers. What's up, Nightmare? What's up, man? How's it going, bro? Everybody's hopping on too because it's like, man. Soon as I was about to I'm thinking about getting lunch, bro. I've been dealing with this error all morning, all day. Same error. It's been like 4 hours on this error today. It's been like 4 or 5 hours on this error today, man. Sickening. Sure, bro. Yeah, I'll explain it. I mean, uh, so basically, like I just keep it simple. Like this is the error. Failed to verify ID token. Error while making request. Connection refused. Port 199. Like error connection refused. So basically we're not so this is only happening when we're so for some context, like this is only happening when we're using the admin auth SDK with Firebase. That's the only time this is happening. Otherwise, it's not happening. So just trying to and so we've tried to configure, reconfigure, unconfigure, deconfigure Firebase. You know what I mean? So many Firebase admin specifically so many times and like it's just to no avail, bro. Yeah, yeah, it's a server error for sure. Like I mean it's a it's an error that we're so basically we're trying to the reason we're trying to do this is because obviously when we submit the payment, like when the user like pays, we want to be able to write to the database. Like we want to write to their record in the database that they have paid and that their subscription is now turned on. And so in order to write that to the database, we have to use the admin SDK. Like we have to have admin access to the database because otherwise we can't write on behalf of the user. So that's the reason we have to use Firebase admin. But the problem is for some reason, like in my local environment, I don't know if this is reproduced, like if this also happens in production because we haven't got that far, but locally there's this connection refuse error, even though we're clearly running the emulator, you know? So it's bugging me out, you know? It's bugging me. So I don't know if it's I don't know like what exactly. I think it may be something with Next.js, bro, in the way like I'm trying to implement the server side code, but I'm not entirely sure. Check once. Bro, so ChatGPT. So hold on. So look, we went with the ChatGPT solution. We did that, bro. So I went ChatGPT, I went Chat Plus, Mini, Schmini, Winnie. Like I don't went all the chats, bro. We went to chat. We did Sonnet. We queried everybody, bro. Went through all those steps. And like, so we did this. We implemented exactly what it said. This is O4 Mini, bro. So this is the guy. Maybe we should do O4 Mini High. Let's see what O4 Mini High says. But I mean, we did it, bro. They're not helping. They're doing what you would think to do, but it's something. It's an issue. I don't know exactly what it is. See, so this said the exact same thing. We put that in there. That's exactly what we did. Oh, that's exactly what the first machine said. So yeah, man, it's one of those problems where it's like, it's sickening, bro. And this is like the last step, like I said before. We can push things out and start getting those customers. I mean, things are pushed out, but like we want to be able to, I want people to have to pay before they start using it, you know? Because that's how you get real feedback. Like you want paid feedback. So the idea is to get paid feedback. So want to push this out the market as a paid product, not a free product. So this is the last step, man. Like, and it's, you know, so what I'm about to do is, like I said, probably just gonna grab some lunch, come back. So this is a part of the process. So like, obviously, things aren't gonna always be like just like evergreen grasses. Like you're gonna have problems, quirks, and stuff like that with software. So it's to be expected. Nothing I haven't dealt with. Nothing you shouldn't expect to deal with as a part of the process. But when we come back, I'll be working through another solution as I, eat lunch and think and walk around and kind of just get a break away from the problem. That helps a lot too. Just kind of walking away. Um, Emulators off 9090. Bro, that's in there. That's in my Firebase.json. Right? That's what you're talking about? You talking about that? It's in there, Nightmare. But I appreciate. I mean, that's a good solution, like for sure, like, because that is a cause of that error a good amount of the time. But that's not the case here for some odd, mysterious reason, inexplicable, unexplainable. So yeah, sometimes it helps to step away for a little bit and come back to it. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna step away for a second, go get some lunch, and we're gonna resume day 8 for a third time today. So we're gonna resume day 8 again, and yeah, we're gonna chug along. All right, guys. Appreciate y'all for joining up. If you haven't already, like, subscribe. Also, if you haven't already, join the Builders Hub in the Discord. It's a Discord channel that is linked in the description. Yeah. See y'all later. So upset about that error, man. Damn, still thinking about